What's good, y'all? This is going to be my first installment of what I like to call Black consciousness, and that's Blak, right, for the channel. So today we're going to talk about the passing of our ancestor Babba Gregory. Salute to Gregory, right? And I want to speak to his impact on the black community as a whole, because if you know anything about Gregory, he was really a staple when it came to black rights, especially when we're talking about the civil rights movement and on up. He was there for Malcolm X, he was there for Martin, he was there for Muhammad Ali, and the dude was 84 years old. Now just think about that. 84 years old. Segregation didn't end even 84 years ago, okay? It ended maybe like, what, 60? So I want to talk about, you know, the importance of knowing our history when it comes to our ancestors who are now gone, who we call our elders. People like Maya Angelou, Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, Gregory, Muhammad Ali. You know, these are people that were very proactive in black rights. And we're talking about black rights, we're talking about the African people of America, who we call the New Africans, you know what I'm saying? They stood very firm on their beliefs that, you know what I'm saying, America really, you know, chastises black people, you know what I'm saying, just for the fact of being black and African. But we have to understand it's deeper than that, because when we know the history of our people, we understand that this is a war that's been going on for many years. And we can even start back in the times of BCE or in AD, you know what I'm saying? And personally, if you know what I believe in, you know, I'm a Kemetic student, I'll say that. I believe in Kemetic spirituality. And we're talking about ancient Kemet. We're talking about a war that's been going on since the Europeans first tried to come and assimilate into Egypt. I'll just use Egypt as a you know, simple term for people that may not be familiar with Kemet itself. We're talking about white folks, Europeans, the Tom that's been coming into Africa and trying to colonize Africa for so long, and they unfortunately did succeed. But there were many wars, and if you've read the book, The Destruction of the Black Civilization by Dr. Chancellor Williams, it documents the history and the times of these events occurring. When we're talking about the Persians trying to come, you know what I'm saying, the Greeks and the Romans trying to come into Egypt, and Kemet and Nubia really fighting these battles, more so Nubia, because they had the warriors more so than Kemet had, you know, the riches and the royalty. And when you talk about that impact it had on Africans, right? And you talk about, you know what I'm saying, like, from that time period on up, it's been a constant war between us and them. And I know a lot of people don't like to be like, oh, it's not black versus white, but it really is, man. And I'm not talking about the skin color, I'm talking about the mentality, you know what I'm saying, the spiritual aspect of it. Because so yeah, like I said, man, we're talking about a spiritual aspect in which we have always been a spiritually divine people, and it's embedded in our skin, always has, always will be. And as you see in America right now, there's this new wave of consciousness, what we call the woke community, in which we've taken back everything that was stolen from us. We took back the tradition of Israel, we took back the tradition of Kemet or Egypt, we took back the tradition of Islam, and because it's all rooted in our African ancestry. And I think that's always been something that they tried to take away from us, because they understood that we believed in these principles and these divine sacred beliefs that allowed us to rule over the world for many years, right? We had many empires, many civilizations that built civilization, what is now mathematics, science, anatomy, astrology, astronomy, you know what I'm saying, so much, so much. And it's been documented, it's been proven of where these things lay in foundation, right? And our ancestors, like Gregory, was very critical of relaying that information to every generation that came forth. Remember, he was 84 years old, so he witnessed every new generation up till now, and he's been giving that information ever since then. And it's amazing, it's really amazing that more people didn't know of his impact. And in school, we really didn't learn about Dick Gregory as much as we should have. Just like we didn't learn about Dr. Sebi, we didn't learn about Malcolm, we didn't learn about Dr. Khalid Muhammad. We didn't learn about the revolutionaries that were warriors. We learned about the revolutionaries that spoke well, that demonstrated peace, because they wanted us to be docile, nonviolent people. They didn't want us to have this revolution that was going to allow us to become a powerful, dominant force again. And I want to be very clear that the reason why they didn't want us to have this powerful force is because we were going to take back more than just our spiritual practices. We were going to take back our homes, we were going to take back our economy, take back our education and our schools that allow us to thrive. Because when you give people that, the spiritual divinity allows them to thrive in an environment that is polluted and toxinated with so much evil and so much detrimental things, like to our health. Black people are learning to take back their health, which is great. And before What the Health came out, Dick Gregory and Dr. Sebi as well were very, very forthcoming about the type of foods we need to be eating. And they were telling us about the chemicals in the foods and the chemicals in the air and alkaline water. These are very important things that they've been telling us forever. Before any of these vegan documentaries came out, they were telling you, hey, you need to be living, you know, vegan or a sedentary vegetarian lifestyle, that you're getting alkaline foods, that you're getting, you know, antioxidants in your body, you're getting all these quality whole foods in your body, which is very important, not just in the fitness aspect, but in the health living aspect. You know what I'm saying? Nature has given us everything we need to combat illness, but we don't know that, right? Because we're not taught that in schools, but they taught those things. And when you give people that type of power, you take away the power that comes from big pharma, that comes from television, that comes from the media. And I think it's very important that we remember them, Dick Gregory specifically, for those contributions they made to the consciousness delivered to melanin folks, man. That's all I got to say at this time. Like I said, this is my first installment. Many more to come. Yeah, that's it, man. I hope y'all enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Remember, this is Black Power Fit. Not any hate shit. Just make people great shit. And until I see you next time, peace.